guys, what's up? How are you? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day today. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jarrell, and in today's video we are going to be playing and trying the new palette from Natasha Denona. This one is the Love Face palette, and I bought it right away when I first saw that it was available from the Look Fantastic website. I don't know if it was a mistake. I still haven't seen or heard Natasha Denona mentioning this palette whatsoever. I don't see it on her Instagram. I don't know what happened, but I am super happy that I was able to get this palette for you guys, and I'm sure that it is going to be available soon, hopefully sooner than we think. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. But before we do, please don't forget to like and of course subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Alright guys, so here we have the box, but it's not only the box that looks absolutely beautiful, pink, kind of fuchsia, purpley kind of color, but it's also the palette, which I absolutely love that so much. I love that I can distinguish each palette from Natasha Denona. Not all the packaging is the same. I love that she just makes it so special for us. I really enjoy that. But when it comes to the face palette, we are going to have 5 eyeshadows and 2 products for our face, and here is the palette. This retails for $74.60 from the Look Fantastic website. That is where I purchased it from. Also shared a discount code on my community tab when this palette became available on their website, and I used it myself, and I was able to get a 15% discount on my purchase, which is always so good to get a discount on any products whatsoever, especially Natasha Denona. Shipping was great. I did not have to pay anything additional. I ordered mine on Friday and I got here yesterday, which is Monday, and here we are filming now. This palette is made in Italy and it does have a shelf life of 18 months. So let's go ahead and do the swatches. So definitely is a cream blush for sure, and here we have the highlighter, which it feels really nice and smooth, very creamy as well. So let's go ahead and do the blush, and here is the highlighter. So now let's go ahead and swatch the rest of the shadows. And these ones seem to be her regular matte shadows. So here is the shimmer metallic shade. Wow, that is gorgeous. And here is the last shade on the palette. Really beautiful. Right, so let's go ahead and create some looks with this palette. So I went ahead and used my MAC Painterly Only paint pot to prime my eyes. I am going to take the shade Giddy on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to tap it on the outer corner, and I'm going to stand it out. I'm going to add it to the crease and bring it to my lower lashes and bring it inside little by little. And it's blending absolutely stunning, super easy. Using a flat brush like this, I am going to take the shade Juliet, and this is what I was doing before, but I didn't prime my eyes the right way, so I had to take it out and redo this look. Going to add this shadow right here on our lid, just really pack it. To make this 2 colors meet right here, I am going to use a fluffy brush, a clean one. I'm going to take this pink shade right here, very tiny amount. I'm just going to work it between those 2 shades. And I'm going to use the highlighter, the gold highlighter, to highlight the inner corner of our eye using a pencil brush. Okay, I'm going to use this liner right here, which is like a winey kind of color. This one is from Urban Decay in the Shell Alkaline, but I don't know if they still have it available. I am going to add it to my waterline and my tie line. And on the very outer corner with an angled brush like this, I'm just going to create a super tiny baby wing with this super dark shade right here. Again, super tiny baby wing. And then we're just going to start diffusing it. Right, just like that. So this is look number 1. I am going to create now a different look on this eye. Right, for this second look, we're going to start with this shade right here. And I'm going to add it to the outer corner. I'm going to stand it out. Using a smaller brush with the same shade, I'm just going to add it to the inner corner. We're going to keep it low. We're not going to go too high up. Using Juliet to blend the edges. I'm going to take my finger and the metallic shade. I'm going to add it right in the center of the eye to the pinky shade and just blend the edges. Now doing the same thing with the angle brush and this shade right here, we're just going to create a wing. All right, and I'm going to tight line again using the wine liner and adding it to my waterline. So now that we are here, I only have on my skin this right here, which is the Quickie from Urban Decay, and I do have mine in the shade 50WY. I will link all the products down below in the description area, and I set everything in place with this powder here, which is from Kosas. Super lightweight on the skin. I can still see all of my freckles, you know, and imperfections peeking through, but it just kind of like gave me a really nice blank canvas so we can apply the highlighter and the blush. And I'm going to do that just because I want you guys to get a real swatch. I don't want to add any bronzer or anything like that. So on the third look, I'm going to add my foundation and concealer, and I'm going to do a full face of makeup like how I would do it, adding bronzer and everything, and then we will reapply the blush and highlighter again on that final look. But here is just with concealer and a little bit of powder, and let's see how this does. So every single time that I work with cream products, especially Natasha Denona face palettes, cream products, I use this brush right here, which is the Sigma F79 brush. I'm going to add a little bit of this blush right here, and I'm going to add it to the skin. And yeah, you can see that it's a super pigmented. It's going to blend it out. And this is me giving you like a super big swatch, just so you guys can see how the color looks on my skin with no bronzer or any other products to interfere with the swatch of the blush. I'm going to add a little bit less here. And I'm using this brush right here, which is my powder brush, just to blend the edges, bringing down the lights a little bit so you guys can see the blush on the skin. And I did apply a little bit too much here, so I feel like it's emphasizing a little bit more of my texture on this side than on this side, where I applied a little bit less of product, and I was able to blend it out a little bit better just because I applied less. Less is more with this cream blush, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and now apply the highlighter. And I feel like the highlighter itself, even though it looks gold here, it does have more of a cooler tone as well. Here is look number 1. And here we have look number 2. So I am going to remove everything and we can do the third look together. So I went ahead and primed my eyes again using my Painterly paint pot from MAC. So let's go ahead and now create the third look together. And of course I am going to get super smoky for this third look like I always do. And I am going to use a clean brush like this and the darkest shade in the palette, which is this one right here. And I think that this is pretty much the look that you're going to see over and over and over again, just because it makes sense to have this darker shade right here in the outer corner. I'm going to go back with this brush right here, and I'm going to use this pink shade just to blend the edges. Going back with the darker shade and just building it up a little bit more. And to further blend, I am going to use the lightest shade in the palette. Just run it on our brow bone. And just blend the edges. Now taking this shade right here, bringing it in a little bit at a time to give us that definition. I'm bringing in the dark color as well, just a little bit on the crease. Using a Refer 21 brush, I'm going to pack the metallic shade on our lid. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Alright guys, so now that we have the whole entire face done with powder, bronzer, and all of that good stuff, let's go ahead and reapply the blush and hope for the best that it doesn't pull everything off. But I will let you guys know for sure. So I'm just applying a little bit of that blush on the brush, and I'm going to just tap the excess on my hand. I'm going to apply the blush now. I'm going to work out of the product that I have on my hand. I'm not going to go back in the palette. Okay, so far it's not moving or disturbing my foundation powder or anything like that. I'm going to apply it the same way on this cheek right here. That is very, very pretty. Just going to build it up little by little. Okay, that looks really, really nice. I feel like it's looking a little patchy over here, but it could have been just the way that I apply my bronzer. I feel like it's a little bit too low. I'm trying to build it up a little bit more. So this is me just building up the blush little by little, as you can see, and it looks really, really nice and beautiful. Really cool tone for sure, but it looks really nice and gorgeous, especially with the eyes. It just pulls everything together. What I am going to do is just add the highlighter now, and then I'm going to go back with the brush that I use for the blush just to blend it even more. And I'm going to use only a little bit of the highlight in the highest points of my cheeks. I do feel like the blush is not super blurring. I do feel like it's just sitting on the skin a little bit, and it's just emphasizing a little bit of the pores that I have here. And I'm going to go back with the brush that I was using for the blush just to marry the highlighter and the blush together. I'm going to set everything in place using my Urban Decay setting spray. So I went ahead and turned down the lights like a lot. So you guys can see the skin and the blush and the highlighter. It looks absolutely stunning. All right guys, so here is the final look, and I gotta say that the eyeshadows are pretty much just melt into the eyelids. They just kind of blend themselves out. It's just a super easy to use. Are you going to always get the same kind of vibe, which is a pinky purpley mauve tone looks? Yes, even if you are like super soft-handed with the shadows, you are always going to get the same color story, because that is just what we have to work with this palette. So if you are into this color story, then this palette is definitely for you. Quality is absolutely there. The only thing that I did mention before was that the blush just emphasizes a little bit of my pores, super tiny, and that's just me really getting into like the mirror, like really getting close and investigating everything for you guys, so I can be really honest with my review and let you know everything that I am seeing. But besides that, it just looks really nice. But yeah guys, that is it for this video. As always, I am going to link everything that I used for this video down below in the description area in case you guys are interested. I do really appreciate you guys when you guys use my links. It helps me out so much. And yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for your love, your time, and support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time.